The French Revolution, a moment when government corruption, elite greed, and mass suffering collided with explosive consequences. The setting, pre-revolutionary France, circa 1770s, 1789. The government, the French monarchy, led by King Louis XVI, operated under the belief in the divine right of kings. Power was centralized, and the king ruled with little accountability. The elite, the first estate clergy and second estate nobility, made up less than 2% of the population but owned about 30% of the land and paid virtually no taxes. The masses, the third estate, about 98% of the population, included peasants, laborers, artisans, and the emerging middle class. They paid the vast majority of taxes and were often starving, jobless, and hopeless. Greed and corruption. Lavish spending at Versailles. While the people couldn't afford bread, Queen Marie Antoinette was, allegedly, saying, "Let them eat cake." Widespread bribery, favoritism, and privilege within royal courts and local governments. Financial ruin from wars like the American Revolution left the nation in massive debt, which the rich refused to help pay for. Massive tax burdens fell on those least able to pay them. Suffering of the people. By the late 1780s, grain shortages led to famine. Bread prices skyrocketed. People spent 90% of their income on food. Wages were stagnant or falling. Political voices of the people were ignored or brutally suppressed. How it ended. The French Revolution, 1789 to 1799. 1789, the storming of the Bastille, signaled the start of open revolt. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen was drafted, asserting liberty and equality. The monarchy was abolished. King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette were executed by guillotine. The revolution devolved into the Reign of Terror, 1793 to 1794, where thousands were executed as enemies of the revolution. Eventually, the chaos paved the way for the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, a military general who would become emperor, trading monarchy for authoritarian rule. Lessons from history. When wealth inequality becomes extreme and institutions are corrupted, public trust collapses. A system that protects the few at the expense of the many eventually breaks, often violently. Revolutionary change can empower the people, but without checks, it can quickly spiral into authoritarianism or civil war. What the unemployment rate actually measures. The 4.1% unemployment rate as of July 2025 refers to U3, the headline unemployment number. It only counts people who are actively looking for work in the past 4 weeks. That means, if you gave up looking, you're not unemployed. You're out of the labor force. If you're working part-time but need full-time, you're counted as employed. If you're delivering food with a PhD in engineering, still employed. It's not a lie. It's just a very narrow definition that makes the economy look better than it is. U6, the real picture is worse. The U6 unemployment rate includes part-timers who want full-time work, people marginally attached to the workforce, like discouraged workers. U6 is typically double the U3 rate, closer to 8 to 10% right now, and even that likely underestimates the economic pain many people are feeling. Layoffs, AI, and corporate efficiency. Companies are laying off tens of thousands while posting record profits. Entire departments, especially in HR, admin, customer support, are being replaced or downsized by AI and automation. Remote work has allowed companies to offshore jobs, bypassing American labor altogether. So yes, jobs are being eliminated even while the unemployment rate stays low because many of those workers aren't counted anymore. College grads, degrees, jobs. Many degrees today don't translate to real-world, high-paying jobs. Entry-level jobs want 3+ years of experience. Corporations freeze hiring, but still list fake job openings to look like they're growing. It's not just a labor market problem, it's a bait-and-switch economy. Middle-aged workers are too expensive. They're being replaced with cheaper, younger, or foreign workers. Their salaries, benefits, and healthcare costs are higher. Companies value adaptability and tech savviness, often code for young. The rise of the gig economy is not equal to real jobs. Driving Uber, delivering DoorDash, and freelancing are counted as employment. These jobs often offer no benefits, no stability, and no upward mobility. It's a survival mechanism, not a career path. Social media isn't exaggerating, it's exposing. The hundreds of posts you see on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, that's the real economy. People are living paycheck to paycheck, getting ghosted by HR departments, working 2 jobs and still broke, Sharing job rejection stories, hundreds of applications, no interviews. That's not whining, that's evidence. TLDR, the disconnect is real. The official stats are rigged to look better than reality. Young people and middle-aged workers are both getting squeezed. Corporate America is profiting while eliminating the path to prosperity. Social media is telling the story the government won't. So let me get this straight. The average home in America now costs $450,000. Mortgage rates are hovering around 7%, and we're all just supposed to pretend that this is normal? Like, no worries. Just drop $3,000 a month on your 30-year sentence and enjoy your granite countertops. Meanwhile, Wall Street hedge funds are buying up the homes you were going to buy and turning them into overpriced rentals you can barely afford. And then the media tells you it's a great time to buy. No, it's not. It's a great time to be BlackRock. Let's run the numbers. Median home price? $450,000. 30-year fixed mortgage at 7% equals about $3,200 per month, with taxes and insurance. Median household income in the U.S.? $75,000 per year. That's half your paycheck gone. And that's before food, gas, student loans, kids, healthcare, or any unexpected emergency that hits you like a brick. Bottom line? Most people in America can't afford to live in America. You didn't just lose out on that dream home. You were outbid by a corporation with unlimited cash, no mortgage, and no intention of ever living there. Companies like BlackRock, Invitation Homes, Progress Residential. They're buying entire neighborhoods, not to sell but to rent out. They turn your future into their asset class. And when you go to apply, you're competing against an algorithm that can outbid you in milliseconds. Because your dream house is just line item number 43 on some spreadsheet in Manhattan. This isn't a housing market. It's a rigged casino. And if you're middle class, you're not playing, you're the chip. Ask yourself, why are cities still approving luxury condos no one can afford? Why are starter homes basically extinct? Why are zoning laws and red tape strangling supply? Simple, because it's profitable to keep people locked out. Wall Street doesn't want you to own. They want you to pay rent forever. Subscription housing, welcome to home as a service. People are starting to lose it, and rightfully so. Young people can't buy homes, can't start families, can't build wealth. Middle-aged workers are getting laid off, priced out, and told to res-kill. Older folks are watching their kids move back in because there's no path forward. You think this ends peacefully? Because what happens when an entire generation realizes that everything they were promised, the degree, the job, the house, the life, was a total lie? You get a revolution. Maybe not with torches and pitchforks, yet, but with rage, resistance, and refusal to play by the rules. They'll tell you, it's just a hot market. You need to save more. You should have bought in 2012. No, you should have been born rich. This isn't your fault. It's the result of a broken system where Wall Street, politicians, and tech bros all teamed up to turn housing into an investment vehicle, not a human right. This cannot continue. Because if people can't live, can't buy, can't build a life, they will tear the system down and rebuild it with their bare hands if they have to. Wall Street thinks they're untouchable. But history shows, when enough people get locked out, they kick the damn door down. If you're tired of the lies, if you're sick of watching corporations rob you blind with a smile, then share this video, comment your story, and subscribe to the anti-narrative narrative. Because if we don't call out, who will? Let me make this crystal clear. We are not in a healthy economy. We are in a rigged game, and the American people are getting played like fools. The wealth gap in 2025 isn't just concerning. It's the worst it's ever been in our lifetime. And the worst part, they know it, we know it, and they're counting on us doing nothing. Let's compare reality, shall we? On one side, you've got billionaires, multimillionaires, maybe even trillionaires with AT living like gods. They've got mega yachts, Learjets, personal doctors, chefs, stylists. They don't wait in lines. They don't worry about bills. They don't even notice what anything costs because money is a fucking joke to them. On the other side, you've got the rest of us. People working 2 or 3 jobs, driving Uber on the side, barely scraping by. Groceries? Out of control. Gas? Out of control. Rent? Forget it. Healthcare? Hope you don't get sick. We are being crushed under the weight of a system built to fail the 99% and protect the top 1%. Now here's where it gets insulting. You turn on the TV, and the media, owned by billionaires, tells you unemployment is low. Inflation is coming down. The economy is strong. Shut the hell up. These numbers are total fiction. They've been massaged, manipulated, twisted into knots by politicians and bureaucrats who wouldn't survive 5 minutes in real life. Unemployment doesn't count anyone who gave up looking. CPI, stripped of food, energy, housing, everything that matters. Wages, up, maybe, but not even close to what it costs just to stay alive. They are handing you bullshit data, so you stop asking questions and keep playing the game. Can't afford a home? That's by design. $450,000 average home price. 7% mortgage rate. $3,000 plus monthly payments. Tell me how that's affordable when you make $55,000 a year? And if you think maybe you'll find a deal, guess what? Wall Street already bought it. Cash. Sight unseen. No inspection. They turn it into a rental, jack up the price, and now you pay them for what you should have been able to own. The American dream has been bought, rented out, and locked behind a paywall. Get sick in America, and you're screwed. A trip to the ER? $7,000. Surgery? $40,000 to $100,000 easy. Insurance? Barely covers shit, and premiums go up every year. Meanwhile, the elite get concierge medicine, private doctors, instant diagnostics, gene therapy, hell, probably organ printing next. They have the best healthcare in the world. And we're out here crowdfunding insulin on GoFundMe. What the hell kind of system is that? This isn't just a broken system, this is abuse. They hoard wealth. They dodge taxes. They fund politicians. They own the news. They write the laws. They crush competition. And they feed you just enough to keep you alive, but too tired to fight back. That's not capitalism. That's serfdom in a suit. We are the labor. We are the fuel. We are the machine that makes their world possible, and they treat us like expendable garbage. So here's the question. How much longer are we going to tolerate this? How much longer are we going to watch them buy islands while we pray for a rent extension? How much longer before people stop obeying and start revolting? Because when 99% of the country gets fed up enough, the 1% doesn't stand a chance. If you're done with the lies, if you're sick of watching this circus and being told it's a parade, then hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below. I see through the narrative. Because the more we speak up, the harder it gets for them to keep the con going. This is the anti-narrative narrative, and we're just getting started.